नमस्कार दोस्तों। चैप्टर 7 नंबर इन NISM डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर क्वालिफिकेशन जो एग्जाम है, इसके लिए जो अलग अलग चैप्टर है उसमें से चैप्टर 7 की हम बात करेंगे। ये चैप्टर नंबर 7 हम रीड करेंगे। चैप्टर नंबर 7 इंपॉर्टेंट इसलिए है क्योंकि वेटेज पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू इसमें 13 मार्क्स का पूरा वेटेज इसके ऊपर है। तो हमारे ये पूरे वीडियो का उद्देश्य यही है कि ये पूरा NISM का जो रेफरेंस बुक है, ये चैप्टर पूरा आपको ऑडियो फॉर्म में अवेलेबल हो जाए। और ये पूरा चैप्टर में इसलिए मैं रीड कर रहा हूँ, तो साथ साथ में आपका रीड भी हो जाएगा। बहुत बार आप अपने काम में व्यस्त रहते हैं, तब ये अपना चालू कर देंगे, ये वीडियो चालू कर देंगे तो आपको ऑडियो के माध्यम से ये समझ में आ जाएगा और सामने ये अपना बुक जो है ये भी स्क्रॉल होते रहेगा। तो ये आपके लिए कंफर्टेबल रहेगा या कन्वीनियंट रहेगा, ये सोच के हम ये वीडियो बना रहे हैं। आई एम सचिन फ्रॉम फील गुड वेल क्लब। हम काफी अच्छे तरीके से वेल्थ मैनेजमेंट के लिए लोगों को मदद कर रहे हैं। उसमें ही एक पार्ट है कि जो लोगों को इंटरेस्ट है PMS की एग्जाम पास करने के लिए, तो उनको एक सहूलियत हो जाए, इसलिए हम ये वीडियो बना रहे हैं। तो मूविंग टू अवर चैप्टर नंबर 7। चैप्टर नंबर 7 इज द रोल ऑफ पोर्टफोलियो मैनेजर्स। Learning objective of this chapter is, after reading this chapter, the reader should understand about different kinds of portfolio management services, organization structure of PMS in India, registration requirement for portfolio manager, responsibilities of portfolio manager, administration of the portfolio, do's and don'ts of the portfolio manager. 7.1 overview of the portfolio manager in India. Risk and return are two important aspects of financial investment. Portfolio management involves selecting and managing a basket of assets that minimizes the risk while maximizes the return on investment. A portfolio manager plays a pivotal role in designing customized investment solution for the client. A portfolio manager is body corporate which, pursuant to contract or arrangement with a client, advises or directs or undertakes on behalf of the client, whether as a discretionary portfolio manager or otherwise. The management or administration of the portfolio of securities of clients' fund. Portfolio managers are registered and regulated under SEBI Portfolio Manager Regulations 2020. According to SEBI guideline, portfolio management services PMS can be offered only by SEBI registered entities. January 1993 marked the beginning of portfolio management services when SEBI issued Securities and Exchange Board of India Portfolio Manager Regulation 1993. These were one of the first few regulations issued by the regulator. These regulations came even before the mutual fund regulations. This shows the importance of sector to the regulator. In India, the major provider of the portfolio management services are big brokerages firm, asset management companies, and independent experts. According to the Asia Pacific Wealth Report 2017, the Asia Pacific region is recognized as having the highest net worth individual, that is HNI, and as the beginning of the region, as being the region with the highest HNI wealth. As per report, India is home to the fourth largest population of HNIs in the Asia Pacific region. According to the report, India's HNI population and wealth increased by 9.6% and 10% respectively during 2016. This is evident in expanding clientele base of the portfolio management industry. The total number of clients jumped by more than 3 times during the span of 5 years to 149720, that is 1,49,720 at the end of March 2019 from 46,707 at the end of March 2015. The asset under management, that is called AUM, has also been growing steadily years on years, as can be observed in table number 7.1. This table 7.1, asset managed by portfolio managers, AUM is in rupees 4. Now this table indicates how the AUM has increased, which is explained above. Now moving to the point 7.2 types of portfolio management services. On the basis of the provider of the services, PMS can be classified as PMS by asset management companies, PMS by brokerage houses, boutique, that is independent PMS house. They can further be classified on the basis of the product class as 1. Equity-based PMS, fixed income-based PMS, commodity PMS, mutual fund PMS, and multi-asset-based PMS. Just I am repeating, type of the PMS on the basis of the product that they handle, that is equity-based PMS, fixed income-based PMS, commodity PMS, mutual fund PMS, multi-asset-based PMS. Portfolio managers may classify their clients on the basis of their net worth. Another way, which also finds mention in the regulation, also is on the basis of the services provided by the portfolio manager. The following are the types of portfolio management services. Discretionary services. As a SEBI's Portfolio Managers Regulation 2020, discretionary portfolio manager means a portfolio manager who, under a contract relating to portfolio management, exercise or may exercise any degree of discretion as to the investment of funds or management of the portfolio of securities of the client, as the case may be. In other words, discretionary portfolio manager individually and independently manages the funds of each investor as per the contract. These could be based on the existing investment approach of strategy which the portfolio manager is offering, or can be a customized based on the client's requirement. 7.2.2, that is non-discretionary services. Non-discretionary portfolio manager manages the fund in accordance with the direction of the client. The portfolio manager does not exercise his or her discretion for the buy or sell decisions. The portfolio manager has to consult the client for every transaction. The decisions such as what to buy, what to sell, and when to buy, when to sell, vest with the investor. The execution of the trade is done by the portfolio manager. So, in this case, the portfolio manager provides investment execution services, but not investment management services. Just repeating, so in the case of non-discretionary portfolio managed services, the portfolio manager provides investment execution services, but not investment management services. Advisory services. Point number 7.2.3. Advisory services. In advisory role, the portfolio manager suggests the investment ideas or provides non-binding investment advice. The investor takes the decision. The investor also executes the transaction. These kind of services are typically used for institutional clients who manages portfolio on their own. But typically hires a country expert in each country. 7.3. Organizational structure of PMS in India. A portfolio manager in the body corporate who, pursuant to a contract or arrangement with a client, advises or directs or undertake on behalf of the client, whether as a dictionary portfolio manager or otherwise, the management or administration of the portfolio of the securities or the funds of the client. Body corporate broadly means a corporate entity which has a legal existence. The Companies Act has provided an extensive definition of the term body corporate. The term body corporate is defined in section 2/11 of the Companies Act 2013. The Companies Act has provided an extensive definition of the term body corporate. The term body corporate is defined in section 211 of Companies Act 2013. Just repeating, the body corporate is defined in section 211 of Companies Act 2013. Body corporate or corporation includes a company incorporated outside India but does not include. Again, I am repeating, body corporate or corporation includes a company incorporated outside India but does not include a cooperative society registered under any law relating to the cooperative societies and any other body corporate not being company as defined in the act with the central government may by notification specify in his behalf. This point is important. Again, body corporate or corporation includes a company incorporated outside India but does not include a cooperative society registered under any law relating to cooperative societies and any other body corporate not being company as defined in this act which the central government may by notification specify in his behalf. In simple terms, the term body corporate includes a private company, public company, one persona company, small company, limited liability partnership, foreign company, etc. A body corporate means any entity that has its separate legal existence apart from the person forming it. It enjoys a completely different legal status apart from its member. This paragraph is very important. Again, I am repeating, a body corporate means any entity that has its separate legal existence apart from the person forming it. It enjoys the completely different legal status apart from his member. One more paragraph is very important, that is simple terms. The term body corporate includes private company, public company, one persona company, small company, limited liability partnership, foreign company, etc. Now, point number 7.4, registration requirement of portfolio manager. This is very important topic. To act as a portfolio manager, obtaining certificate of registration from SEBI under the portfolio management regulation is mandatory requirement. Application for obtaining the certificate needs to be made to SEBI along with the non-refundable fee. The application needs to be made in Form A of Schedule 1. The application needs to be made in Form A of Schedule 1. This is very important. Form A is very detailed form. It requires mainly the following information. Part particular of the applicant, name of the applicant, PAN, address of registered office, address of correspondence, address, principal place of business, where PMS activity shall be carried out. If PMS activity is proposed to be carried out from any branch offices, details of such branch offices, including address, name of contact person, mobile number of contact person, email of contact person, etc. Organization structure. The objectives of the entity seeking registration, memorandum and article of association partnership deed to be enclosed, copy of board resolution to be enclosed, date and place of incorporation, ROC registration number, status of the applicant, that is limited company, private public company, LLP, or if listed, name of the recognized stock exchange to be given. Organization chart. separately showing a functional responsibilities, name and designation of portfolio management activities to be enclosed, particulars of all directors, partners, key management personnel, particulars of promoters, particulars of compliance officer, a particular of principal officer, name, address, qualification, date of appointment, DIN, PAN, copy of PAN card, telephone number, mobile, email, certification details, area of work, nature of work, experience in year, shareholding, etc. Information of the total number of employees and number of employees for portfolio management services. Name and activities of associate companies, entities. List of the major shareholders, partners of the applicant holding 5% or more voting rights. Now the third point is infrastructural facilities, principal place of business and for branch office, office space, office equipment, furniture and fixture, communication facilities, data processing capacity, in-house and others, computer facility, hardware and software, details of disaster recovery setup, business continuity plan. The point 4 is business plan for 3 year history, major events and present activities, proposed business plan and mean of achieving the same, the projected profitability next 3 years, target, modulus of operandi to achieve the target and resultant income, financial information, capital structure, paid up capital, free reserve for year prior to the preceding year of current year, preceding year, current year. Capital structure, paid up capital and free reserve of the year prior to the preceding year of the current year, preceding year and current year. Net worth of applicant for the year prior to the preceding year of the current year, preceding year and current year. Deployment of resources, fixed asset, plant, machinery and office equipment, investment, etc. For year prior to the preceding year, of the current year, preceding year and current year. Major sources of income of the year prior to the preceding year, of current year, preceding year and current year. Net profit for year prior to the preceding year of current year, preceding year, current year. Particulars of principal bank, particular of auditors. Other information, details of all settled and pending disputes of previous 3 years. Details of all settled and pending disputes of previous 3 years. Indictment of involvement of any economic offenses in the last 3 years. Any other information considered relevant to the nature of services rendered by the company. Details of membership with the recognized stock exchange. Business information indicate the type of activity carried on or proposed to be carried on. Indicate the facilities of making decisions on portfolio investment. Details of risk profiling procedure to be followed by the portfolio manager. Details of grievance address and dispute resolution mechanism to be followed by the portfolio manager. Provide list of approved share broker through whom orders shall be placed involved for portfolio management activities and state whether any of them were suspended, had defaulted with any stock exchange authority. Describe accounting system followed or to be followed for portfolio management services. Indicate various research and database facilities provided. Details of activities proposed to be outsourced. Now, the next point is experience. Experience in financial services rendered, details, activity, etc. Additional information. Copy of draft agreement with client to be provided. Copy of draft disclosure document to be provided, details of custodian, name, address, SEBI registration number, date of appointment, details of registration with the other regulatory bodies. The next point is declaration. The declaration of compliance with regulation 7/2 signed by the least two directors or designated partner. Declaration for fit and proper person as specified in SEBI Intermediaries Regulation 2008. Just repeating, fit and proper person as specified in SEBI Intermediaries Regulation 2008. Declaration of compliance with clause 12B of Schedule 3 of the regulation. Declaration of compliance with clause 12B of Schedule 3 of the regulation. Declaration of compliance with SEBI circular on fees and charges. Declaration of types of frequency of reports spent proposed to be sent to the client. Declaration of time taken for transfer of securities into client account. Declaration of submission of periodic report and disclosure documents to SEBI. Declaration of compliance with clause E of sub-regulation 1 of regulation 27 regarding maintenance of record for investment rationale. Declaration of availability of disclosure document on website of portfolio manager. In addition to the information required to be furnished, as discussed above, the regulatory may require the applicant to furnish further information or clarification regarding the matters relevant to his activity of portfolio manager. The applicant or its principal officer, if required, need to appear before the regulator or for personal representation. Before issuing the certificate of registration, the regulator will ensure whether. Now, this is very important point. Now, it is from the regulatory point of view. Before issuing the certificate of registration, now अभी ये रेगुलेटर पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से पॉइंट्स हम देखने वाले हैं, जिसमें क्या कहता है बिफोर इशूइंग सर्टिफिकेट ऑफ रजिस्ट्रेशन, रजिस्ट्रेशन सर्टिफिकेट इशू करने के पहले रेगुलेटर ने क्या क्या देखना चाहिए, इंश्योर करना चाहिए. द अप्लाइकेंट इज अ बॉडी कॉर्पोरेट. The applicant has necessary infrastructure like adequate office space, equipment, and a manpower of effectively discharge the activities of portfolio manager. The applicant has appointed a compliance officer. The principal officer of the applicant has one, professional qualification in finance, law, accountancy, or business management from university or an institution recognized by central government or any state government, or a foreign university, or a professional qualification by completing a postgraduate program in security market portfolio management from NISM of duration not less than 1 year, or a professional qualification by obtaining a CFA charter from the CFA Institute. B, experience of at least 5 years in related activities in the securities market, including in a portfolio manager, stockbroker, investment advisor, research analyst, or as a fund manager. The relevant NISM certification as specified by SEBI from time to time. In addition to the principal officer, the compliance officer, the applicant has in its employment at least one person who has a graduation from university or an institution recognized by the central government or any state government, or a foreign university, and experience of at least 2 years in related activities in the security market, including in a portfolio manager, stockbroker, investment advisor, or as a fund manager. Any disciplinary action has been taken by SEBI against the person directly or indirectly connected with the applicant. The applicant fulfills the net worth requirement, rupees 5 crore. net worth requirement of rupees 5 crore. Now the principal officer is nothing but a employee of the portfolio manager who is responsible for the decision made by the portfolio manager for the management of or administration of portfolio of securities of the funds of the client, as the case may be. The overall supervision of the operations of the portfolio manager. Provident that at least provided that at least 2 years of relevant experience in portfolio management or investment advisory services or in areas related to the fund management. Provided further that portfolio manager who has granted a certificate of registration prior to the commitment of the Securities and Exchange Board of India Portfolio Manager Regulation 2020 notified on January 16, 2020 shall comply with the stipulated conditions sub clause 1 and 2 of clause D of sub regulation 2 or regulation 7 within 36 months from such commencement. The applicant, the next point that regulatory body has to get assured about. The applicant, its director or partner, principal officer, compliance officer, or the employee is involved in any litigation concerned with the securities market that has adverse bearing on the business of the applicant. The next point, point number 9, the applicant, its director or partner, principal officer, compliance officer, or the employee has at any time been convicted for any offense involving moral turpitude or has been found guilty of any economic offense, the applicant is a fit and proper person. The next point to assured by regulatory is the grant of certificate to the applicant is the interest of investor. The certificate of registration granted shall be valid unless it is suspended or cancelled by SEBI. Now, the next important point, 7.5, general responsibilities of portfolio manager. Portfolio manager की general responsibilities क्या है वो हम देखते हैं. The portfolio manager regulations by SEBI has enumerated the following general responsibilities of portfolio manager. The discretionary portfolio manager shall individually and independently manage the funds of each client in accordance with the need of the client in a manner which does not partake character of mutual fund, whereas the non-discretionary portfolio manager shall manage the funds in accordance with the direction of the client. Number 2, the portfolio manager shall not accept from the client funds or securities worth less than 50 lakh rupees. 50 lakh के बिना PMS सर्विस चालू नहीं होंगी. Provided that the minimum investment amount per client shall be applicable for new client and a fresh investment by existing clients. Provided further that subject to appropriate disclosure in the disclosure document and the terms agreed between client and the portfolio manager, the requirement of minimum investment amount per client shall not apply to an accredited investor. Provided further that the requirement of minimum investment amount per client shall not apply to the co-investment portfolio manager. The portfolio manager shall act in a fiduciary capacity with regard to the client's fund. The portfolio manager shall segregate each client's holding in a securities in separate account. The portfolio manager shall keep the funds of all clients in a separate account to be maintained by in a scheduled commercial bank. The portfolio manager shall transact in securities within the limitations placed by the client himself with regard to dealing in securities under the provision of Reserve Bank of India Act 1934 2 of 1934. The next point is that the portfolio manager shall not derive any direct or indirect benefit out of the client's funds and securities. The portfolio manager shall not borrow funds or securities on behalf of the client. The portfolio manager shall not lend securities and held on behalf of the client to a third person except as provided under this regulation. The portfolio manager shall ensure proper and timely handling of complaints from his clients and take appropriate action immediately. The portfolio manager shall ensure that any person or entity involved in distribution of its services is carrying out a distribution activity in compliance with this regulation and circular issued thereunder from time to time. 7.6 Administration of investors' portfolio. A portfolio manager has to manage and administer the funds of the investor within the regulatory framework. There are two popular models of execution. First one is pool execution, that is trading for all clients together and then allocating the individual securities to each client's demat account. And other one is trading in individual client name. In this case, allocation happens automatically since trade is in individual name. The portfolio manager enters into an agreement in writing before taking up the assignment of management of the funds and portfolio on behalf of the client. The agreement clearly defines the relationship and sets out of their mutual rights, liabilities, obligations relating to the management of the portfolio. The following are some aspects of regarding the administration of the fund. Defining the universe of securities for the purpose of investment. The agreement between the portfolio manager and the client includes the investment approach. An investment approach is a broad outlay of type of securities and permissible instruments to be invested in by the portfolio manager for the customer, taking into account factors specific to clients and securities. The agreement also includes the area of investment and restrictions, if any, imposed by the client with regard to the investment in a particular company or industry. Thus, the universe of securities for the purpose of investment is well defined in the agreement as mentioned as it is regulatory requirement. Circumstance leading to premature withdrawal of fund. The funds of securities can be withdrawn or taken back by a client before the maturity of the contract. However, the term of premature withdrawal would be as per the agreement between the client and portfolio manager. The agreement between the portfolio manager and the client should include the terms of early withdrawal of funds or securities by the client. It should also include the withdrawal fees in terms of percentage as well as the amount. Portfolio managers cannot impose a lock-in on the investment of their clients. As the PMS circular dated February 13, 2020, in case of client portfolios reading in part of full existing load, exit load charge shall be under the first year of investment, maximum of 3% of amount redeemed. In the second year investment, maximum of 2% of the amount redeemed. In the third year of investment, maximum of 1% of the amount redeemed. After a period of 3 years from the date of investment, no exit load. Do and don'ts for the portfolio manager. The portfolio manager shall abide by the provision of the SEBI Act 1992 and regulations following the do's and don'ts for the portfolio manager. Do's. The portfolio manager shall take adequate steps for a redressal of grievances of the investor within 1 month of the date of the receipt of the complaints and keep SEBI informed about the number, nature, and other particulars of the complaints received. Portfolio manager shall abide by code of conduct. The portfolio manager shall segregate each client's holding in securities in a separate account. The portfolio manager shall keep the funds of all clients in a separate account to be maintained by it in a scheduled commercial bank. The portfolio manager shall transact in securities within the limitation placed by the client himself with regard to the dealing in securities under provision of the Reserve Bank of India Act 1934 to of 1934. The portfolio manager shall segregate each client's fund and portfolio of securities and keep them separately from its own fund and securities and be responsible for safekeeping of client's fund and securities. Don'ts of fund manager, portfolio manager. The portfolio manager shall not derive any direct or indirect benefit out of the client's fund or securities. The portfolio manager shall not borrow funds or securities on behalf of the client. The portfolio manager shall not lend securities held on behalf of the clients and a third person except as provided under SEBI portfolio manager regulation. The money of the securities accepted by the portfolio manager shall not be invested or managed by the portfolio manager except in terms of agreement between the portfolio manager and the client. Money or securities accepted by the portfolio manager shall not be invested or managed by a portfolio manager except in terms of इसका मतलब यह है कि जो एग्रीमेंट किया उसके अलावा कुछ इन्वेस्टमेंट फंड मैनेजर को नहीं करनी है, पोर्टफोलियो मैनेजर को नहीं करनी है. The portfolio manager, while investing in units of mutual fund through direct plan, shall not charge any kind of distribution related fees to the client. The portfolio manager shall not leverage the portfolio of clients for investment in derivatives. The portfolio manager shall not deploy the client's funds in bill discounting, badla financing, or for the purpose of lending and placement with the corporate or non-corporate bodies. The portfolio manager shall not invest the client's fund in portfolio manager or administered by another portfolio manager. The portfolio manager shall not invest client's fund based on the advice of any other entity. The portfolio manager shall not, while dealing with client's fund, indulge in speculative transaction. It shall not enter into any transaction for purchase or sale of any security which is periodically or ultimately settled otherwise than by actual delivery or transfer of securities except the transaction in derivatives. The portfolio manager shall ordinarily purchase or sell securities separately for each client. However, in the event of aggregation of purchases, sales for economy of the scale, inter-se allocation shall be done on pro rata basis and at weighted averages price of the day's transaction. The portfolio manager shall not keep any open position in respect to the allocation of sales or the purchase effected in a day. The portfolio manager shall not hold the securities belonging to the portfolio account in its own name on behalf of its clients, either by virtue of contract with the client or otherwise. The portfolio manager shall not execute off-market transfer in client's account except for settlement of the client's own trade, for providing margin collateral for client's own positioning, for dealing in unlisted securities in accordance with the regulations, with specific consent of the client for each transaction, for any other reasons specified by SEBI from time to time. Settlement of the client's own trades. providing margin collateral client's own position. Point number 7.6.4, appointment of a custodian. Except for the portfolio manager who provides only the advisory services, every portfolio manager shall appoint a custodian in respect of securities managed or administered by it. Details of custodian like its name, address, SEBI registration number, date of appointment need to be furnished in the application of obtaining the registration to the regulator. Maintenance of records. Every portfolio manager shall keep and maintain the following book of account, records, and documents, namely a copy of balance sheet at the end of each accounting period, copy of the profit and loss account for each accounting period, copy of the auditor report on accounts of each accounting period, a statement of financial position, and records in support of every investment transaction or recommendation which will indicate the data, facts, opinion leading to the investment decision. Such records are maintained under the hands of a principal officer of the portfolio manager. The portfolio manager should intimate to SEBI the place where the book of account, records, and documents are maintained. The portfolio manager should, after the end of each accounting period, furnish to SEBI copies of balance sheet, profit and loss account, and such other documents. It should furnish to SEBI a net worth certificate issued by chartered accountant as and when required. The portfolio manager is required to preserve the book of accounts or other records and documents for preceding 5 accounting years and furnished to SEBI as and when required. This point is again just repeated. The portfolio manager is required to preserve the books of account and other record documents for preceding 5 accounting years and furnished to the SEBI as and when required. Point number 7.6.6, accounts and audit. The portfolio manager shall maintain separate client-wise account. The funds received from the client, investment and disinvestment, all the credits to the account of the client like interest, dividend, bonus, or any other beneficial interest received on the investment and debit for expenses, if any, shall be properly accounted for and details thereof shall be properly reflected in the client's account. The tax deducted at source as required under the provision of the Income Tax Act 1961-43 of 1961 shall be recorded in the portfolio account. The books of account will be audited yearly by a qualified auditor to ensure that the portfolio manager has followed proper accounting methods and procedure and that the portfolio manager has performed his duties in accordance with the law. A certificate to the certificate to this effect shall, if so specified, be submitted to SEBI within 6 months of close of portfolio manager's accounting period. The portfolio accounts of the portfolio manager shall be audited annually by the independent chartered accountant, and copy of this certificate issued by the chartered accountant shall be given to the client. The portfolio account of the client may appoint a chartered accountant to audit the books of account of the portfolio manager relating to the transaction, and the portfolio manager shall cooperate with such chartered accountant in course of audit. Point number 7.6.7, appointment of the compliance officer. Every portfolio manager shall appoint a compliance officer who shall be responsible for monitoring the compliances of the Act, rules, regulation, notification, guideline, instruction, etc. issued by SEBI or the central government or for redressal of investors' grievances. The compliance officer shall immediately and independently report to SEBI any non-compliance observed. Now the chapter is over. Just sample questions are there. Which of the following regulates the portfolio management services India? SEBI Portfolio Manager Regulation 2020. An investment approach is the broad outlay of type of securities and permissible instrument to be invested in any portfolio manager for the customer, taking into account factors specific to the clients and securities. Except for one that provided only the advisory services, every portfolio manager shall appoint a custodian in respect to the securities managed by administered by it. Correct. The following is the requirement of granting the certificate of registration under portfolio management services. The applicant is a body corporate. The applicant has necessary infrastructure like adequate office space, equipment, and manpower to effectively discharge the activities of portfolio manager. The applicant has appointed a compliance officer. All of the above. This is the answer. Portfolio manager manages the funds in accordance with the directions of the client. This is the case of non-discretionary portfolio manager. This is the end of chapter 7. दोस्तों ये चैप्टर को काफी ज्यादा वेटेज है, दैट इज 13 पॉइंट का, 13 मार्क्स का, इसलिए हमने ये सुना। ये सुनने के पीछे रीजन ये था कि बहुत बार आपका ये चैप्टर भी स्क्रॉल हो रहा है, साथ में कोई रीड कर रहा है, तो आपके लिए ये सहूलियत होगी आपके एग्जाम देने के लिए, इसलिए हमने ये वीडियो बनाया। आई एम सचिन फ्रॉम फील गुड वेल्थ क्लब। दोस्तों गए 20 साल के अनुभव से लोगों का फंड मैनेज करने के लिए और उनके वेल्थ गोल अचीव करने के लिए हम सर्विसेज दे रहे हैं। 20 साल के अनुभव से ये हमारी सर्विसेज काफी कस्टमाइज लेवल की है और काफी वैल्यू एडेड सर्विसेज ये है, इसका आप जरूर अनुभव लीजिए, ये हमारी रिक्वेस्ट रहेगी। बाय, फिर मिलेंगे दूसरे कोई चैप्टर में जो इंपॉर्टेंट है फ्रॉम NISM डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर एग्जामिनेशन पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू। थैंक यू।